Welcome everyone to High Reacts, where we react to shit high as hell, like I'm talking obliterated. And then today, what I have, hello, welcome, I'm back. Today, what we have is High Boy. This guy is a genius. He explains all types of movies, but he gets high as shit while he does it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna react to them, but also even higher. Alright, this is the first one, and anytime he makes me laugh, I'm gonna take a fat rip of this pure 100 good grade, no fake shit, no pesticides, pure THC dank. Do not smoke if you're underage. You at home can follow. I felt like how I felt since the moment I was born. Wonderful. This is actually. Let's go right there. This is Ready Player One by High Boy, one of my favorite YouTubers of all time. Thank you so much for watching High Reacts. Let's get started in episode 1.
Ready Player Juan. The year is 2045.
I love Juan. Shout out Juan 12 to go.
Some dude named Wade Watts lives in a shitty part of Ohio called the Stacks, very aptly named because they're just a bunch of trailer homes stacked on top of each other.
I always thought this was kind of cozy.
It's a shittier, flimsier way of building an apartment building, but they're poor, so whatever, it's probably cheaper. He leaves the house and goes over to a junkyard nearby.
I had to take a hit. Because that was funny. That hit.
Where he has made a gaming den inside of a van. He has the Apple Vision Pros and omnidirectional treadmill, VR gloves, and all that stuff, but the shitty cheap versions of it. Puts them on and enters the Oasis, and now's a good time to explain a bunch of shit.
The new Apple Vision Pro is fucking mid, and so are the treadmills. But one day we'll get there, and pretty soon.
About this movie in a horrible attempt to keep this video short. First, the Oasis is basically VR chat mixed with every single other game imaginable. It's sandbox, I believe, so you can make any type of games you want. You can be anything you want. You can do anything
I'm gonna stream some VR chat.
you want, and it's probably the inspiration for meta. You can do missions and collect artifacts that the creator had put in there that are super powerful because the creator went with a balancing strategy and mantra of if everything's OP, no one's OP. You can also sell that shit for in-game money or real-life money, or buy shit in the real world with in-game currency, sort of making this game a viable option for a good source of income, kind of like Venezuelan RuneScape. If you die in this game, which is called zeroing out, you can respawn, but you lose all your shit, and because people are so addicted to it and everybody plays it, and literally their lives and money at stake here, dying, losing everything, and going crazy in real life is literally called losing your shit in this movie. Thing number 2 you must know is that it is a big Easter egg hunt that the creator made before he died. There's 3 clues that lead to 3 challenges that lead to 3 keys. Whoever finds the 3 keys first gets the Easter egg / prize, which is sole ownership of the Oasis and 500 trillion.
Let me tell you why this is never gonna happen in real life. First of all, everyone's greedy as fuck. First day this thing comes Everyone's greedy as fuck. No one would work together. If any, the people who would find this are hackers, sweat lords, who would just fucking profit run everyone. Holy shit. This shit would not even be that fun. I hope it is though. But by the time this shit type of exists, we're gonna be sold. Doesn't even matter. We just gotta enjoy today.
Quadrillion gazillion dollars, and all these riddles / clues are based on pop culture references that the creator really liked and important events of his life and shit like that. Third
I think that's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool concept about the movie.
important thing is IOI. This second biggest gaming company after Gregory Games, the company that made the Oasis. And the CEO of IOI, or its leader, is evil corporate guy Nolan Serotonin. He wants to win the egg to get control of the Oasis and keep it full with ads and milk this cash cow till it's dry. To do so, he hired a bunch of nerds to study the creator's life and crack the clues, and another group of nerds that plays the game non-stop and try and win the challenges. Then we have the creator of the Oasis himself, Halliday. He's a massive nerd, a very awkward person, and currently that he's like a nicer Mark Zuckerberg because he's not completely obsessed with stealing your data and making money. He doesn't like making rules, he just wants people to play his game and have fun, and he made this game with his partner, Ogden Morrow. I believe Halliday did most of the heavy lifting and coding of the stuff. Maybe Augie helped out on that front, or maybe he was management, creative director, whatever the fuck, I don't know. But he did help make the game, and eventually got forced out of the company by Halliday himself because of rule-making differences, and also probably because Halliday dated Augie's wife years ago before they met, and he's kind of jealous. Now enough of the old people, let's get on to some young blood. Here are some of the important players you need to know. Parvisol, Sarpival, whatever. It's Wade's gamertag. He's orphaned, lives with his aunt in the stacks and her abusive boyfriend. He's an Easter egg hunter, or Gunter for short, that does not clan up, and his best friend in game and in real life that he's never met in real life is H, who also does not clan up, also is a Gunter, a very high-rated modder in the game. in-game and in real life is a female. Last is this fucking Pokemon
Really?
bitch called RT She streams on Twitch, does not clan up either,
Do
is a
that too.
gunter, hates
Okay.
IOI because they drowned her father in crippling debt and he died working for them trying to pay it off. Basically, they kill him with debt. Let us start with the motion picture, shall we? Some old gunter 5 years ago cracked the first clue and unlocked the first challenge, which is a race that is so hard that no one till now has finished it. Everybody stopped caring and the only people taking part are hardcore gunters
What are these?
and the IOI army of brainless retards, aka the Sixers. The race takes place in Liberty City with
I
lots
don't
of
see any
obstacles
cool
and shit.
record.
H and Parmesan are in it.
Ew.
Parmesan lines up at the back
Okay,
of the
this
grid.
is
Artemis
badass.
rolls up on
I
a
would
bike
def-
flying up right next to him. The race
Why a
starts and
bike,
fucking
though?
GTA Burnout Paradise Wreckfest
This is
racing
the-
commences. In the midst
This is exactly what GTA 6 better be like.
of the mayhem, Parmesan is in awe of Artemis because he's a tier 12 sub on Twitch and he always dreamt about fucking licking their toes, but now he gets to see her in game for the first time. And I'm left asking how the fuck this is the first time he's meeting
How it feels sitting there quietly watching the credits roll after I've just completed game that changes your life. True.
her. If they're both prolific hardcore gunters and they're both grinding the same challenge for 5 years straight, maybe she just got Twitch famous and he never noticed her before. Highly unlikely, but who cares? Parmesan works his way from front to back to collect coins from fallen players. T-Rex shows up to destroy some shit. And all the mayhem
T-Rex.
H gets immobilized and a bunch of players get zeroed out. King Kong shows up to destroy some shit, destroys the road to the finish line, which stops
I always
Parmesan, and
thought this
Parmesan
was
gets out of his
badass,
car to
but-
try and save Artemis from getting zeroed out by King Kong, who's being a very sneaky ape, jumps up and
Some
crashes a
random
motorcycle,
movie
and for
shit.
some reason does not continue to kill them.
Unrealistic.
Maybe he's not explicitly instructed or coded to kill them per se, but only to stop them, and if they die along the way, then so be it. But anyway, Parmesan tells her that H has
Parmesan.
So they go over to his workshop and he says it'll take 10 minutes to fix it up, but it only takes him like 90 seconds. So he does that while she quizzes Parmesan on Haladude knowledge and trivia. She finds out that he's a giga nerd, incel, #1 Halliday fan, and makes him a new one for not risking zeroing out to win the race. He says he has too much to lose. She says they all have to do their part to stop IOI from winning. Her bike gets fixed, she logs off, so does Parmesan. He goes back home, gets yelled at by his aunt's shitty boyfriend, then physically assaulted by him because he called him the worst and most hurtful of gamer insults.
Oh,
a noob. He then stays up all night thinking about a sentence that already said about Halliday, how he didn't like to make rules. So next day he hops in game, goes over to the Halliday journals, which is like a big ass Halliday archive with all the shit he liked, the movies he watched, the pop culture he enjoyed, and all the memories they were able to
I thought they would just like stay in that shit the entire time. They're like going to
create
sleep and
from
shit.
surveillance footage, photos,
Okay,
recordings,
I'm
etc.
brain
etc.
broken
All this
then.
was made for Gunters to sort of take a look into his brain and find clues for the next challenge or decipher the clues, whatever. It used to be packed full of Gunters, but now it's very empty and only frequented by hardcore Gunters. This is all way too well thought out and elaborate for him to actually be dead, by the way. They never really confirmed that he's alive, but I'm pretty sure he's
Yeah, I
still
always
is,
thought
especially
about
the way
that
the
in the
movie ends.
movie.
Anyway, he watches back a memory of Halliday talking to Augie about how he doesn't want to make any more rules and he wishes that he could just go back really, really fast in time. So it clicks in Parmesan's brain that he needs to go backwards at the start of the race. So next race, he lines up alongside all the other racists. RT Mass notices that
How
he
does
must have
that
figured
click?
something out, and when the race starts, they all go off. He stays and then goes backwards, and a hatch opens, and he is able to drive underneath the race
No
course
one-
and
no-
skip
not
all
a
of it,
soul
skip all the
figured that out.
obstacles. King Kong can't get to him, and at the end, he jumps out, crosses the finish line. And are we seriously meant to believe that in 5 years of this race being live,
that's what
no
I
troll, no player that likes
That's what I said.
to glitch out a game and break its boundaries? No speedrunners, no nothing have tried to go backwards at the start of the race. Have you ever even heard of Trackmania players? They're fucking insane. This is bullshit. Anyway, after 5
taking off
years
my
and
VR
countless attempts,
goggles.
Parmesan finally gets this wrong. Okay, I'm gonna stop. He's the first ever to finish the race, and Halliday's avatar shows up to hand him the key and the next clue, then gives him 100,000 coins. She uses to go on a shopping spree and buy a bunch of in-game items and real-life items like this gaming suit that he can wear in real life, and it gives him the ability to feel everything that happens to him in-game. And I will bet you my left testicle is a version of that with a crotch attachment that has a tube that goes over your boner for the perverts of the Oasis. But other than that, why don't he use some of that coin to help his aunt who just lost all her savings because of her selfish
Same.
cocksucking boyfriend? Doesn't matter. Let's hop over to IOI.
Dude, I would totally get that. Bro, as soon as this thing comes out, I'm getting the Mold Master 3000. Like, I promise you. Exactly what he just described, I'm getting.
Or to check on what fuck, I'm never making that noise again. To check on Serotonin Nolan, he found out that Parmesan got the first key, got into his high-tech gaming rig to jump in game and meet up with iRock, his in-game hitman, henchman, helper, person guy, and he puts a hit on Parmesan and later on, I believe, on all the other people who finished the race and got the first key, which are Artemis because she saw Parmesan go backwards, H because Parmesan told him what to do, and these two dudes
Parmesan's a simp. Also, these two,
on show who are trusted friends of H and
yeah, they're
Parmesan.
goated. I
The
love
second clue,
those
which is something
guys.
about
They're like
how
my
they
favorite
escaping
part
his
about
past
the
and not
movie.
taking a leap. Here it is. Read yourself, you lazy. Parmesan.
Wait, okay, fine, but just give me
The
a
second
sec.
clue, which is something about Halliday escaping his past and not taking a leap. Here it is. Read yourself.
Clue number 2, a creator who hates his own creation. Hidden key, fear not taken, raid your steps, escape your parts, and key of the jade will be yours at last. Huh?
Parmesan goes back to the Holiday archives to try and decipher the next clue, and the place is once again packed with gunters because interest in the egg hunt has been reignited. He gets mobbed because he's now super famous for being first
couple
to the key,
months,
so
by
Artie
the way.
disguises as an orc, pulls him out of the mob, throws him
This
through
is
a
me
wall
next
into a hidden room
TwitchCon.
to tell him that he's too famous to be
I'm
walking around with this
kidding,
disguise
I'm
now. So she gives
kidding,
him the
I'm
disguise, they
kidding.
walk in to watch all Holiday's
Bro,
memories,
look,
she
she's
takes it off of
fucking
him. Why did she
married.
not put her disguise back on? Isn't she also famous? And how did no one follow them in there? Also, I am skipping and ignoring lots of dumb retarded shit by virtue of this being a game, and lots of shit just could fly if the physics of the game allow it. But one of the most unrealistic things in this movie is the lack of slurs being thrown around in proximity chat. Even with abusive chat rules and restrictions or whatever, there's still bound to be one basement dwelling troll with a throwaway account hurling obscenities at people. But there's a distinct lack of that, and I'm disappointed. Anyway, they're checking out one of the memories of Holiday's life where he was talking about the only date he ever went on in his whole life, which did not go anywhere. And
Also,
that date
fuck Twitter, man. I never use Twitter anymore.
was with a woman called Kira, which
Also,
is
she gotta take another hit, man. This is high reacts. I'm gonna let it play though.
than Moore's wife, but he went on a date with her years before Augie and her even met. Parmesan's theory is that she's important for this next clue, as evident by the fact that Jimmy Haladood only ever mentioned her name once in the whole of these archives, and the curator of the Holiday journals, who's obviously not a computer or else he would have known this from the top of his head, does not believe Parmesan. Parmesan bets him all his coin that her name only appears once in the whole journal, so the curator quickly hits Control F to search her name when he finds out that it's true. Her name only appears once in this whole thing, so he's like, you're right, here, you get a credit for that. Artie asks Parmy to meet her somewhere on Thursday. Bro thinks this is an E-day, so he overthinks which outfit he's going to wear, while H tells him that this is a bad idea to go, not to trust anybody on the internet. She's using you for information, don't develop feelings for people you meet online. They could be catfishing you and whatever. But he's like, no way, Artemis gets me, bro. You're a fucking delusional retard. Facts. Dude goes anywhere and meets Artie.
Dude, actually true, bro. This is very reminiscent of Discord e-daters. I said it. That is the modern equivalent of Discord e-daters.
At the Distracted Globe, a dance party
Also,
planet,
this
and
scene
because
was
of how
hard,
famous he
though.
is, once he gets there, everybody notices him, and iRock finds out he's there, so he shows up to spy on them, updates Nolan on the snooze, and he tells them to wait while he listens in on the conversation. She thought this place was his next chance location because reasons that are irrelevant because she was wrong and it isn't. So they keep discussing shit while dancing around and floating, and retard tells her his real name, that he wants to meet her in life, and that he loves her. What a dumbass. She's shocked.
What if she's like,
and kind of angry, like,
never
what the
mind,
fuck
I'm
is
not
wrong
gonna
with
say
you,
it.
moron? You don't even
I'm not
know
even
me.
gonna
And
say
then
it. I'm
some
not even
IOI
gonna say it.
bitches break in to attack them because
I'm not
presumably
even gonna say
Nolan
it.
was getting too impatient and jumped the gun on killing them. They fight back while she's still yelling at him for being a retard, but they eventually get overwhelmed, and their invisible armor almost gives out, so Parmesan uses a Rubik's Cube artifact that turns back time 60 seconds, which is enough time for them to escape, which would have worked perfectly fine if that thing turned back time around 78 seconds, because exactly 60 seconds ago,
Did you hear what I said?
they were still under attack, but whatever. While they leave, she gets super mad at him for distracting her from the real goal, which is to stop IOI. She could have waited till they were out of the distractor globe or in a safer area to do this, because last
wonder
I
if
checked,
that hurt.
IOI
That
was on the
kick didn't
cusp of
hurt,
breaking in
huh?
and fucking them in the ass, but whatever. IROC
He'd
tells
get doxxed if this was realistic. And exactly, dude, he's a simp. Why'd he tell him his real
Tony's an idiot
information?
for attacking, but no problem. He overheard Parmesan leaking his real name,
Exactly.
that he bought an X1
Literally.
haptic jerk-off suit. So I cross-referenced all the ways up bought an X1 suit
Dude,
in
he's
the
so
past like, few days,
ugly.
and
Ew.
bada bing bada boom, he has all his details and where he lives, and he doxes the information
he
to
got
one
doxed,
person,
yeah.
Nolan. So he sends Wade an invitation to a meeting in his avatar form. He accepts the meeting, and his avatar gets projected into the real world. In Nolan's office, he gets a good look at his hamster ball gaming rig and sees that his password is written on a
That's
sticky note on there.
stupid.
Has this dumbass motherfucker
that's
never
what I'm-
heard of remember my password? Anyway, Nolan tries to bribe Parmesan with lots of cool
Shout
stuff
out
and
Remember
money,
My
and tries to offer
Password.
him a job as an Easter egg hunter for
I
him.
still
Tells him that if
forget
he
my
wins the egg for him, that
passwords.
he'll treat him right, and he'll only
Ew. Dude, I have to get YouTube Premium. Sorry about that.
This is trying to convince him that he's cool and hip
I'm
like him.
gonna
Lots
buy
of pop
YouTube
culture
Premium
references.
tonight.
Parmesan sees right through his lies, knowing that he has a team of Holiday researchers
can't-
in his
my
ear telling
React
him what to
videos
say.
can't
Like,
get
shut the fuck
interrupted.
up, bitch. I know you're a normie
Sorry,
with a bunch of people
sorry.
in your ear telling you what to say. Quick side note, when Wade tested out his holograminess, he shoved his hand through his arm as a hologram, but to do that, you have to do that in the real world.
Wait,
and that's
I'm
fucking
real.
impossible. I'm sure there's software-related workarounds or toggles, solutions, or switches, whatever, like the one for stabilizing your emotions that he uses while talking to Nolan to hide that he's freaking out. But I just feel like it's not the case here because there's too much hassle or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Nolan's like, fine, Wade. That's right. I know your real name. Also know where you live. And now I'm about to blow to smithereens, and guess what? No one's gonna bat an eye because I'm white. Wade tries to tell him that he's not even there, then he tries to call his aunt while running over there to try and save her, but it's all too late because a bunch of IOI drones planted a bunch of C4 plastic explosive on his stack to blow it up. It almost falls on him. He goes back to his gaming van
He
to
lived
try and
that.
warn his online friends that IOI came up for him in real life. They might do the same for them, but some bald dude shows up and knocks him out with a chloroform
What
rag
the
and brings him over to the rebellion.
Dude, this dude is creepy.
They're like IOI hatred.
Really?
place.
That's
We don't
good.
want
That's
taking
really
down.
good
The name's
for
pretty
you.
self-explanatory.
That's-
I think. They're led
that's
by our
smart.
Time Mouse,
I
whose
should
real
know
name
my
is Samantha.
profile.
She reveals herself the
I
way.
should
They
know
get to
my
talking, and
vibe.
she's like, "Oh no, don't look at me. I'm such an ugly bitch. You're such an ugly bitch birthmark. Oh, shut the fuck up, you stupid e-thought. It's not like your birthmark spells out the f***ing N-word on your forehead. You got one of those sexy, make me
I
unique
can't.
birthmarks, bitch. Shut the fuck up. Stop whining." Anyway, they're on the roof connecting and having a moment, and in the middle of Wade going, "Come over here and kiss me on my hot mouth. I'm feeling romantic." She gets an epiphany on what the solution to the second clue is. She figures that Haladood's biggest fear is female contact. attack, specifically kissing Kira, that bitch he went on a date with. So they have to go back to where the date took place and take the leap or do something that he didn't do. So they both enter the oasis from the rebellion and meet up with their unofficial clan at the Holiday Journals.
So
Parmesan
he's
uses his
mad
vast
he
sense of
didn't
knowledge
kiss a
about
girl
Holiday
when
to
he had the
find out
chance.
which movie they watched on that
Well,
date, which
that
was
makes
just
sense.
training.
But he
He
made the
hears attention
oasis.
there,
Why
and
does he
guesses
give a
correctly.
fuck?
It is an exchange location, which is evident because there's a big stack of papers with
Why didn't
keys
he
drawn
just
on
kiss a
them. They
girl
figure
in
out
the
it's a timer
oasis?
because one page flies off per second.
Look at
There's
this
300 pages,
ninja,
so they
bro. I
figure
have
out
a
that half
badass
5 minutes
skin
to
like
keep
that.
fracking at this clue
Not the
slash
one in the
challenge and
back.
figure it
The one
out.
in the
H,
back
who
looks like
hates
a
horror
fucking
movies and never
demon.
saw The Shining, just like me for real, gets distracted like a dumb dog by a ball, probably also just like me for real, and stupidly does the horror movie mistake of separating himself from the group. He keeps getting scared and attacked by many horror movie references and a naked zombie lady till he gets somehow
This scene was so badass too.
rescued by the team. He tells them he saw a pic of Halliday and Kira in a hallway while he was drowning in blood, so they go over to that picture and find a ballroom right next to it and Kira floating around with a bunch of zombies and dancing with them. Artemis figures out that they need to get over
Dude,
to
this
Kira,
movie
and
was
Dato's like,
this
"1
movie had
minute."
such good CGI and like
Again,
visuals.
inaccurate movie timer is inaccurate. You actually
Dude,
have no
why-
minutes left.
like,
'Cause 5
what
minutes
happened
ago,
to,
you had
like,
exactly
who made
5
this?
minutes left. Also, that
Wasn't
timer
this, like,
and its efficiency
Disney,
is
bro?
kind of
What happened to the
irrelevant now that
budget?
you know what the challenge is and you can just restart this level as many times as you want. But whatever. Artie jumps on the zombies and hops from one to another, gets to Kira. It turns out she doesn't need to kiss her. She just needs to ask her to dance. Halliday's avatar shows up to hand her the next key and the next clue. She reads it. Here, you can read yourself if you want. Doesn't really matter. Then Nolan finds out the avatar shows up to hand her the next key
Wait,
and the
we have
next
to
clue.
read
She
it.
reads it. Here.
If answered ultimate, I
You can read
can't
yourself
get
if
it.
you want. Doesn't really matter. Then Nolan finds out that Artie got the next key, followed by Parmesan, and he's super surprised that he's still alive. Didn't this corporate dumbass say this while talking to Wade?
You were last seen entering your trailer 3 days ago. You haven't left since.
Well, if the place is so well surveilled, you fucking dickhead, then how did you not see him go to his gaming van that day? And how come your drones are literally flying overhead while he was running
I've
back
seen
to the
that
stacks to
actress
try and stop his
before in
aunt from
other
getting blown up? Not
projects.
see fucking dude, whatever. Real life IOI goons find out face tattoo bald guy took Wade and track him on their super shitty see-through screens back to the rebellion's lair and do a surprise attack on them. Wade and Samantha try and run away. She tricks him into leaving without her while she stays back to quote-unquote delay them. She sends a text to H to pick up Wade while she gets caught by IOI. H finds Wade outside and convinces him that she is H in-game, and he finds out that she's a female and surprised by that. Then they go to her UPS truck that's been ID'd by an IOI drone.
Dude,
So
look, he
real
did
life
that character
Daito comes out
dirty,
and
bro.
smashes it with a
Jeez.
baseball bat. His real life
Never
name is fucking Toshiba. They go inside, drive off, and find real life Sho, who's an 11-year-old Asian boy called Mitsubishi. I believe these two are brothers. Was H really close enough to pick up Wade that fast? Maybe. But what really annoyed me is that Samantha didn't have to stay back. She could have went with Wade. She didn't delay IOI at all. The writers just wanted her to get caught and somehow end up in IOI headquarters. That's it. Anyway, they skip over some info in this next part,
Good
so I'm gonna do the
point,
same
fair
but super
point.
fast. So brace yourself. IOI used around 40% nerd Halliday knowledge and 60% brute force to find the first two keys and find the third challenge location, which is on Planet Doom. Nolan goes in game and makes IROC deploy the Orb of Awesome Cocks, which deploys a massive impenetrable magic shield that can only be turned off from inside using a magic spell. Samantha got shoved into an IOI loyalty center, which is just a place where people can do in-game tasks for IOI to pay off debts they owe them and are not allowed to leave till they pay off
People, this is going on in real life right now.
all the debts. It's basically slavery with extra steps. The Parmesan gang is able to hop in game from their parked truck and hijack Nolan's feed from his rig because Wade saw his password and they hacked into it. They trick him into thinking that they are interrogating him in real life
No,
when they are really still
maybe.
in game. In a replica
We'll
of his
see.
office, they squeeze
If they
info
end up
about where
together, we don't
Samantha
know if
is
they
and how
end
to
up
free her
together
from
yet.
him. And they guide the E-Thought to freedom from E-slavery. While Nolan figures out that he's still in game and takes the headset off, goes to look for her, but she already knows that and sees him run around looking for her. So she goes up to his office to fuck around his rig and see how to turn off the orb. She's able to do that because he still has not changed his fucking password. My brother in retardation. What the fuck is wrong with you? You literally scrunched up the password post-it note, but you didn't f***ing change it. Oh my god. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the world's dumbest businessman. Also, I feel like they could
He
have done way
deserves to
more
lose.
with them knowing the password to his account, but nothing really springs to mind, so I guess that'll do. Anyway, she escapes his room and then hops in game as an IOI soldier this time, inside the magic force field, and goes to the center of it to try and shut it down by shouting some magic shit at it. Meanwhile, Parmesan was busy raising an army on Planet
Parmesan.
Doom by live streaming his version of a Braveheart speech to the entire Oasis player base so they can come and help him fight IOI. Like, this game is awesome, and it's our life. IOI is a penis, and his cum is full with ads. We're about to skull fuck this game, so come forth and help me save it. That is not an accurate depiction of what he said exactly, but same gist. That works. The whole player base comes to Planet Doom to help attack the shield that
Dude,
eventually falls 'cause the
every
bitch
nerd
wasn't
has
start
always
yelling,
geeked out about this battle.
at
Me
this point,
included.
Nolan's serotonin has re-entered the game and sees his army of
Here,
IOI Sixers
look.
try to defend the castle from angry, socially inept
We'll
retard.
come back. We'll come back to this. We'll come back to this. But look. Hold on. Yeah, dude. This shit is. Dude, this is the shit, bro. Bro, this is the shit. No. This is kind of nerdish, but no. I want the.
First to the egg!
Bro, but he lost all his items. I guess he could. He could always get that shit back. He died a noble cause. Alright, back to the video.
Hard gamers and a clusterfuck of pop culture references. Well, a big battle happens in which H gets into her very own Iron Giant to fight off Nolan, who's in his very own Mechagodzilla. Then Daito joins in to help out in his very own, but only for 2 minutes, Gundam. He gets Zero out, but then Artemis, with the help of H, is able to take out Nolan. Artie, Sho, and Parmesan cross the lava moat using the help of H, who falls into the lava moat. And Zero's out, then Parmesan shoots Artie in the face to force her to get out of IIHQ before she gets caught by Nolan. She is able to do that just in time. Sho and Parmesan cannot get into Doom Castle because there's a big group of II-6ers, so he throws a holy hand grenade at them and zeroes them all out, and their respawn points except for one. For some reason, this is still standing. I don't know why. What the fuck's so special about it? Doesn't matter. Parmesan and Sho enter the castle and find a lone Sixer trying to attempt to finish the last challenge, which is playing an Atari game. At first they were trying to brute force every game, but then the nerds found out that the specific game that they have to play is Adventure. The Sixer finishes it, wins the game, but still loses the challenge. So Parmesan figures out that it's not about winning an adventure, it's about finding an Easter egg in it. But he can't try that theory out because Nolan respawns with an alt account probably, and IROC is there with him. He holds back Sho while Nolan threatens to use the Cataclysm. If Parmesan does not show him how to win the Easter egg. And what that artifact does is it kills every single player online,
just
no
like log out.
Or how
why do you have to like?
Parmesan knocks it out of his hands and they proceed to fight. Nolan finally gets to the Cataclysm and uses it. Hold on, if you activate the Cataclysm by pushing both ends together, then how come when it flew out of his hand and landed on its side it didn't get activated? Do the game's physics only allow players to activate it? Was that not enough force? I don't know, maybe, whatever though. He uses the Cataclysm and wipes out every single player in game in a big swift wave, and there's no way all the IOI-6ers are arranged the same way in real life as they are in game to achieve this shot of them all dying in one wave like this. But who cares? Parmesan, to everyone's surprise, is still alive, because the quarter the curator gave him is actually an extra life. So he respawns in default skin clothing and goes on to play Adventure to find the first ever Easter egg put in the game, which is why how they chose this game. And technically this is not the first ever Easter egg put in the game. First ever Easter egg found in the game is actually in a game called Moonlander. Apparently the one in Adventure was just the first instance of some cool hidden thing being called an Easter egg in the game, according to one 10-minute YouTube video that I only watched 30 seconds of while researching the validity of this claim. Anywho, him playing the last challenge gets streamed on all Oasis channels for the public to see. He finds the Easter egg and Halliday's avatar shows up to give him the last key, but H, who started driving around after she got zeroed out, went around and found Samantha, picked her up, and then they got clocked by an II drone, and some II goons followed them, trying to run them off the road and kill them, causing an otherwise smooth ride to become very unsmooth while Parmesan tries to unlock the big balls with the 3 keys. The children in the FedEx truck fight off a trained assassin that jumped on to try and kill him. H is instructed to go to the stacks while Parmesan enters this vault full of riches to sign the contract that gives him sole ownership of the Oasis, but he's like, this corporate shit ain't right. This is how you made Ogden Morrow sign over his shares, which you consider the biggest mistake of your life. This is a test. I'm not signing this. You're right. It is a test, and you passed. The place transforms into Halliday's childhood bedroom with a younger version of himself there playing games, and Halliday's avatar transforms into himself. He shows Parmesan the button that deletes the whole game and nukes all the servers forever. He accidentally almost presses it because Nolan, who got into his own truck to try and chase them down, is ramming into their back. And two things start happening at the same time right now. First, Dude explains to Parmesan that this game he created to escape reality is pretty cool, but reality is pretty lit too. Fama Ching Chong. He hands him the golden egg. It glows through his haptic VR gloves. Second thing that happens is that they arrive at the stacks. Nolan Sykes from Donut Media crashes into them and spins them out. He gets out the car and gets surrounded by people from the stacks telling him that they know what he did here, and they try to stop him from getting to Wade, but then he shows them his all-access pass to anywhere he wants to fucking go, aka a gun. Opens the pen to see Wade holding the egg. For some reason, he does not shoot him now. Seriously? Your evil cold heart has been changed by some fucking glowing LEDs and a crying teenager? Fucking pull the trigger, pussy! Doesn't matter. Cops arrive in Nissan Leafs. What a fucking joke. They arrest him. Parmesan asks Halliday, you're not a avatar, are you? He's like, nope. Is Halliday really dead? Yep. And what are you? And he just leaves. Bro's the worst liar ever, dog. He's probably still alive somewhere on a private island with everything he needs on it. Probably not the Epstein child diddling kind of island. Either that or his avatar's AI. Anyway, Augie Morrow shows up with a bunch of lawyers so Wade can sign a contract that is totally not a test now to get ownership of the Oasis. Augie reveals that he was the curator and he's been watching real closely. He didn't know anything about the challenge. He just gave an extra life because he felt he was a good kid or whatever. Halliday's biggest regret was losing Augie as a friend. Wade splits up ownership of the Oasis with his friend slash newly formed clan. They hire Ogden Morrow as a consultant on the Oasis and ban all loyalty centers from accessing it, which fucks IOI in the ass. Then they start closing down the Oasis on every Tuesday and Thursday to force the fucking nerds playing it to go touch grass. Also, Wade gets some Twitch puss. This movie gets 5 Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3s out of 89 GTA 5s.
85 GTA 5s? Oh, thank you so much for... Hey, Jojo, Ray, real talk, bro. All the lurkers, everyone who watched, thank you so much for watching, bro. I'm so grateful, bro. Thank you for your time. I tried to make this entertaining for you, bro. You were hilarious. It was fun as hell, bro. Please, please have a good night. Have a good time, bro. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, bro. Thank you. Good night. XCL.